Oh my goodness gracious. The quarterback is toast. Dave Chappelle, he came back out talking again, Johnson, and I'm just trying to tell you. Oh, I find it hilarious. Okay, so here it is, guys. I support Dave Chappelle's comedy special. Like, I get what he was going at because, once again, I'm an advocate for black people. I do not feel for the record, that there was any malintent. I do believe that one thing that happened is I became so much more aware of trans issues. Personally, I have grown as an individual because of this whole experience. I went and looked up about the deaths and the murders of trans people. Something that even a person who covers routine news, like, this is all I do. I don't go do this and then go fly helicopters. I don't do this and then, like, you know, paint Picassos or make dope beats. Like, this is what I do. And I still was not aware of what was going on in the trans community as far as disappearances, abductions, murders, just flat out murders, some horrific shit, abuse, domestic abuse. It's actually been very beneficial, in my opinion, that we're having this conversation. Now, what's not so beneficial is some of the bullshit. Like, people like, if you disagree with this or disagree with that or whatever, then you know, we gotta throw you away, get rid of you, because you don't think like I think. And all I'm saying is, okay, here we go. We can choose to disagree. I'm okay with that. But what we're not going to do, I'm seeing a lot of people that do what I do turning into motherfucking politicians. I'm not a politician. I just told you how I felt. I support Dave Chappelle being able to tell his jokes. I don't think he's what's wrong with America. And I don't think if he talks or not, that if he doesn't tell another trans joke, that's going to save lives or end lives. I don't believe that. So that's my stance. I don't think he kills people by telling a joke about, you know, the woman he thought was a guy and they got into a fight. I don't think that kills people. And if it does, those people need to go to jail twice and they should get double, triple life, okay? But I don't believe that, because people make jokes all the time. And no one goes, oh shit, you made a joke about black people being crackheads. Uh-oh. You made a joke about Japanese. Oh my God, oh, what's gonna happen? Like, so I think that people are concerned. They have a right to be concerned. I think people are overly concerned. And we got a lot of shit to fight, like poverty, like homelessness in the trans community. How about that shit? Like, I've been studying. So you see? So now you got me on some shit, because I now am aware that the biggest problems are homelessness and suicide, not Dave. And I'd like to know this. Here goes the question. And I'm going to get to the more relevant parts of this, because there's some updates on news. But I got to say this, guys. You mean to tell me you don't realize these motherfuckers don't care about you? Like, they're using trans people. They don't really give a shit. How often do you hear him talk about suicide rate amongst trans people? Not at all. Even right now, while this shit is going on, and this is like, people been talking about this for weeks, I try to take a break. They didn't even bring up the suicide rate amongst trans people. Now, they're talking about Netflix. Are they talking about the disappearances, the homelessness? The homelessness, for instance? Very rapid. Very, very disproportionate. Over-indexing of homeless folks who happen to be trans. Like, what's up? It's not happen to be. It's the reason that this happens. So no one talks. It's like black people, right? No one talks about our issues. They exploit us and talk about George Floyd for 2 seconds. And, you know, like there was a spike for a second. Ooh, let's get out in the streets. And then shit went right back to the way it was. It's a spike and right back to the way it was. A spike and right back to the way it was. And actually worse, because now cops are mad. Yeah, they pissed off. Yeah, more crime by cops just to increase crime to show that you need them. I'll pay back these fuckers. Watch this. I'm gonna sell some heroin. Like crazy shit's going on. More drugs being planted by cops on citizens. See, so anyway, let's I'm going down the road because I got a lot of information. I do a lot of research. I do a lot of fucking reading. So I know about these things. And I know that they're just using trans people right now. They could give a fuck. If they really cared, they'd be using this moment to take awareness and put it on homeless trans people, suicide rate, and young people who are trans who are coming out. That the amount of depression and suicide. That's where the focus would be. It would not be on this shit. It would not be. But just like in all other major issues, all they do is get the clicks, the views, the awareness, the attention, which equals what? Dollar signs, revenue profits, right? Which is cash rules everything around me. Clean, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. That's all they care about. You can insert anybody's name. They're so happy. They loved Johnson. They love this. Any news cycle where the attention is not on the rich, with you in a cage watching them eat. Maybe they'll let you lick their fingers when they're done. Any name too? Oh man, we could ride this for 2 weeks and we ain't got to talk about no real shit. They love this. These people act like this is a problem. They fucking love it. This is great for them. This is great for business. CNN are doing backflips and somersaults. Fox News is happy as shit. Happier than a pig. And they love, this is amazing. They're like, Christmas came early. Christmas came early, and I ain't got to get nobody no gifts. All the gifts are for me. And I understand some people don't get this. I understand it. I heard a couple people, oh, my sister, oh, my beautiful sister, your anger's so misplaced. Oh. They don't give a shit about people. They give a shit about money. Come on. Anyway, Dave Chappelle, he put out a response to all the hoopla. A lot of jokes in it, but still there's parts that are funny. But it's really like a service announcement update, so to speak. First of all, Dave Chappelle wants you to know that he would accept a meeting with the trans community, the LGBTQIA community, but under certain conditions. But first he says, hey, I will meet with you. People saying I wouldn't meet with you, but I will meet with you. I said is what I said. What are we going to talk about? Oh, yeah, that's right, how horrible I am. So then he goes on to explain that his battle is not against LGBTQIA community, but it's against the power structure. It's against censors trying to tell him what he can talk about and what he can't talk about. And he made it very clear. He said, this is not to demonize this group of people. This is about these fuckers saying you can't make jokes about that, but feel free to dog out black people. The reason why, and look, this is me inserting myself. The reason why community is strong is because it's got white people in it. That's the only reason why. Even before that, they used to make, and some would argue it's still occurring, they used to make lynching black people a joke. Look at the way he bounced around on the flames, Johnson. Bring the kids out. Let's pack a lunch. Let's watch them. Let's watch this Negro roast. That was literally what they did. But we don't want to have historical context. And when we start paying attention now, the world starts, go! And the world starts. But they wouldn't give a shit if it wasn't for white people being in the mix. Part of the demographic that is offended. And also he points out that he's getting support from the LGBTQ community. And, they're reporting it. So he goes on to talk about a comedy documentary that he put together during the height or the beginning of the pandemic in Ohio in a cornfield. He set up a comedy spot and comedians all over the country, some of the best comedians in the country came, and people all over the world, frankly, came and performed. And that 846 about George Floyd's murder was just an excerpt of the full documentary that has all these great comedians. So, yeah, the problem is he can't get his show now, even though he was invited to all of these film festivals to show the film. All these film festivals around the country have all rescinded their invitations due to all of the backlash from the closer. So, I don't know if this goes against my thing, but evidently, because he can't get his film seen. Yeah, so you think black people did that? Because I keep hearing people say documentary of all these great comedians in the country, because they couldn't perform anywhere else, right? Most of them. Most of the comedy clubs were shut down, so they came out to Ohio and performed, and he filmed it. And they're able to squash this film. You think black people did that? Dog, we can't even shut down a nail shop that beats up black people. We can't even get that shut down. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, I'm serious. Last summer, I remember there was a nail salon or hair salon that whooped a sister's ass in it. Like the owner pulled a gun or something. Something crazy happened. We can't even get that shit shut down. But you think the black trans community is come on, dog. That's what you think? Is that what's going on? I don't think that's what's going on. Anyway, back to this. I'm sorry. So since the closer, all the drama has meant the only place that will show it will probably be Netflix. And Dave doesn't want that to be the case, so he wants to, on his tour, he's got a 10-city tour, he's going to bring the film out and show it, and people are going to get to see it, and that'll be dope. But he's got a couple of conditions. One is he gets to pick the time, and you have to watch his film first. Yeah, there are people who say, I didn't watch it, and then went on to go on a tirade about how horrible it is, but they never watched the special, but they're commenting on the special. So they're not really commenting on the special, they're commenting on how much they hate him, which ain't exactly the same thing. So they got to watch the special. 2A is, I watched a little bit of her material. That is a layup because she is not funny, Johnson. She's not funny at all, Johnson. Now, I mean, not at all. Okay, anyway, he ends it by saying, am I canceled? And the crowd says no, and he drops the mic, and his signature move, he drops the mic, which is dope as shit. I wish I could do that. And this walks off. I'm using a boom mic, so I can't drop the mic, but. So anyway, this is interesting, guys, and I just want to bring you up to speed on it. So now, after all of that, what I find hilarious about this, there are people that have been commenting on it, but they're really scared to choose a side. They're like, really, it's just amazing to watch people tap dance. Like, I support it, but I don't support it. Oh, it's a good thing, but it's a horrible thing. It's against trans people, but it's really not. It's like amazing to watch like people play both sides of the fence because they don't want to piss anybody off. I ain't for everybody, Johnson. Yeah, everybody not going to want to watch my shit, but there are people that want to tap dance and coon and like walk this line, like where they got to get everybody to like them. Motherfucker, like, listen, man, that's not how life works. I always, when I watch to other people that don't have the guts to stand on anything that they say they believe, I don't get it. I don't get to choose, of course, what other people do with their time and money, but it's just so, to me, it's just hilarious that we got grown-ass people who are afraid to have an opinion when their whole job, they're on limit or something. Like, we just watch cable news. Like, the whole purpose of independent media, I thought, was to not maintain the status quo. But we got people being status quo, and I don't get it. Now, there's people I disagree with, but on this issue, and there are people that disagree with me. But that's better than, because we can have a spirited conversation about that, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, you believe because you think what you think, but you should say I'm the devil because I think what I think. We got to first start out the premise that no one thinks anybody should be murdered, right? So we can start there, right? Because neither one of us believe that. And I'm going to assume that you would ride just as hard as you're riding for this community, you would ride for black folks. Even though big weapon, the very big allegation for me to lift off the table of artillery. All types of shit. Angry about Dave Chappelle's special. And some of them were black. So they was really angry. I think they were really looking for funding, Johnson. Really looking for some funding. Jesus Christ. They're more angry with a special than they're angry about the actual dead people. Damn. Damn. Anyway, okay. Okay, so that's one thing. So I just thought it was amazing. That's amazing. I saw my... look, I gotta stop. I gotta stop, man. I'm bad, man. I just call people out. I say shit. It's what I see, it's what I think. But why I gotta stop promoting people? I gotta stop promoting them. Okay. So I'm gonna pick my promotion. Because when I mention people, I'm actually helping them. They don't help me, so why should I help them? Come on. There are people that said, Tim Black, you are defending this guy, defending Dave Chappelle. He's rich and powerful. He doesn't need you. And then those same people turn right around and defend Joe Rogan. Yeah, like they defend Joe Rogan like immediately. Immediately turn right around. What they say about Joe Rogan and ivermectin. Like, they immediately jump on that shit. I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers see no hypocrisy at all. I'm not even defending him. I'm defending his stance. I'm defending, no matter what we do, black people at the bottom of everything. And our issues are always relegated to no place. We don't even get to finish the race. Fuck last. We don't even there's no last place for us. That's why I keep saying we gotta get America to cut the check. We gotta continue to advocate for it. It's not a choice, dummy. It's not a choice. We're playing with 3 men and they're playing with 12. We have to say, hey, redeal the deck. The fact that you think that we don't need reparations just shows how idiotic you are. You're like the person that recently said in my comment section, it said, Tim, if you want to get past racism, you gotta stop talking about race. Oh my God! Cool to that. I'm assuming it was a white individual. Bruh, and I'm gonna tell you on my comments, I told you in the comment, I'm gonna tell you here. The only people that believe that are racist, rich actors that need to please white people, rich black actors that need to please white people. Or rich black actors who are no longer black, they're green. Or so they think until some shit happens. Or, oh man, we had, and this is where we pick back up. Cut the check. So now we're back, right? We're good now? So I blame Morgan Freeman. Well, if you ask me, listen, I'm gonna treat you like a man, and you'll treat me like a man, and we'll do away with this race stuff. You know, like, that. Oh, that's it? That's all we gotta do. That's great. So if we just don't talk about racism, the housing, right? And if they give me a loan, it's gonna be not overpriced compared to white folks who have the same credit score. Thanks, Morgan. See, I thought we had to do shit. Yeah, I thought we had to do shit like change the system. Yeah, I thought so make it this right. So all those juries that come back with, all those judges that give black people more time than white people for the same crime, we're just gonna not talk about it. We need to replace those judges. Damn it, man. See, man, that's my problem, man. I make shit harder than it has to be. All those women dying doing childbirth. Man, we don't, hey, man, just 3-4 times more than white women. We don't need to talk about the racial disparities, what's in our environments that creates this. Because you're right, it has nothing to do with race, even though it's only impacting us. And look, it doesn't matter what other communities we are connected to. Whether you are being black, the black tax, the tax of being black is ever present in your life. So that same tax is not paid if you're white and gay, or white and trans. We all know this. That's a subgroup. But the blackness will always, your reason is financial. You're not really a bad person. Please tell me how that makes a difference to us. It doesn't. Like, you either got the rent or you don't. No one goes, oh, you don't got the rent. Please tell me your problems. No one goes, hey, look, either you stop drinking and driving or you don't. You know, no one goes, oh, so you had to drink and drive? Okay. Tell me what led to it. Oh, you had a bad breakup. Okay. No one does that. But see, these people want, so you think I should take it easy on people who don't advocate for black folks, who don't advocate for the most by their government, targeted by policies and practices that undermine our ability to pursue life, liberty, to pursue the happiness? And I'm not supposed to say something? And your clique might be affected? You know Julian Assange, his whole story. You know nothing about Kalief Browder in jail at 18 years old for a fucking backpack? In solitary confinement? Jail for 3 years without trial? I mean, if you know everything about Julian's story and nothing about Kalief Browder, I got a question what you about, Joe. I mean, I know he's no longer here because he hung himself at 22? But you're supposed to be a good person. And I'm the bad guy for bringing it up. I'm the divisive one. I think at the end of the day, I'm your conscience. And you know what? The pizza bites. Or the fufu. Right? The fondue. The crustaceans, right? Nah, Johnson, I think we got to call it out. Just because someone has a black face, that they have our best interest. That ain't true at all. There's a couple black faces I would trade for white faces. I'm just keeping it a buck. I mean, it can't get no worse. And actually, sometimes white faces are better because they don't want to be called racist. Black people can hide behind they can't be called racist. Like, what are you saying? Are you trying to suggest that I, as a black... Yeah. Are you trying to suggest that I, a black man who grew up without money, wouldn't stand up? Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because you don't want to go back to not having money. And you know you don't control your destiny. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Bam, you got it, Johnson. Right on the money. Muhammad Noor, the cop in Minnesota, he was convicted of murder. They had no problems giving his ass 15 years, right? 12 years, 8 to 12. Boom. Like, first time a cop ever was convicted in Minnesota of doing anything was Muhammad Noor. Okay? And there was this white lady who called the police and then ran up to the car because she wasn't from here. She didn't realize how our cops get down. She ran up on his cruiser, him and his partner, and scared the shit out of him, allegedly. Now, hey, you know me. I call out cops all the time. All I'm calling out is the hypocrisy. That they were quick to get an indictment, quick to get a guilty verdict. Or Muhammad Noor, because Muhammad Noor is a lady from Switzerland or Australia. They like, we can't let this stand. I don't care if you're a cop or not. So the blue doesn't precede the black. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that about everything. But for some reason, some of my people don't get it. When we talk about black people, we say black. When we talk about a subgroup, we say the subgroup name. We're not referring to the black. When we talk about cops, for instance, I'm not necessarily talking about black cops. I'm talking about white cops. Because most of the police force is what? White cops. When I talk about the NBA, am I talking about the 20% of white basketball players? Pretty much no. I'm talking about black ball players. Because they make up like 80% or so of the NBA. Get what I'm saying? But we know that, right? So when I hear these arguments, and I hear these people who are sitting there being very genuine, I'm like, are you really being genuine, dog? Are you listening to yourself? Like, we know when we talk about the NFL, we're basically talking about black guys playing football. We're the field that runs the NFL. When we talk about owners, we gotta really, like everything we point out, we gotta point out who we talking about, like we don't know who we talking about here. I'm just wondering, Johnson. I'm just wondering. So Mohamed Noor, they just gave him a new trial. Well, not a new trial. They reversed the ruling. They're giving him a lesser charge. So he'll be out in June. But the hypocrisy that the next cop, we had to have the best lawyers. We had to have a black attorney general by the... What we had to do to get a conviction. Look at it. One thing. Dead white woman. That's all it took, Johnson. That's all. I'm not saying he didn't do anything wrong, because I don't know if he did anything wrong. All I'm saying is it's a lot easier saying to convict the black guy of killing that white lady than it was Derek Chauvin. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolf Pack. Now's the push time. Now I have to push you. Controversial. It's controversial to fight for black people. And some people don't like it. You know, real talk. Get the money. People are owed reparations. Reparations now. All my Johnsons. Wolfpack. Big K.
Ayo, wait, hold up, pause, I be laid on a sauce, give us down, fuck the cause, fuck up, round, get a public execution, better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause. Pause like Tim Black, overwhelmed, but I gotta get my wits jacked. We be preaching to the quiet like a hymn track, but we gotta make a dent, get the rich back, and then let it soak in. They don't give a fuck, they be locking you up and smoking. Both parties suck. Johnson, what the serving up, it's a lace concoction. Spit it in a face. Johnson, what the fuck you do with a snake when you box it with caution? When they get the chance to you out like an auction. Fucked in, like controlled opposition. Comes on the boat and they roll their position. Top down, yeah, I'm sold on the mission. I ain't bringing coats, I'm searching for friction. Politicians faking these raps, give me conniptions. They be out here serving their donuts like a religion. Calling out these blasphemous promises, my addiction. They ain't got no soul, yeah, they sold it out for a patient. Wait, hold up, pause, no debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you came to debate. We be down for the cause. I be laid on a sauce, keep us down, fuck the cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause. Ayo, time. Fuck conservative, run on McDonald. Clean, but you look and you sound like you off at the bottle. White boy dress for the follow. You can see through the grip, so you need to let off of the throttle. Shut the right, we can side to the side. It's the top, be a man, we can walk through the basics. You ain't getting shot, just talking about race. Motherfucker, you get shot for being racist. Yo, say you spitting facts, you clearly be in your feelings. Quoting Ben Shapiro, what else the fuck you conceal? See, we didn't free the slaves, and you acting like we the same. Like we're sounding effects, same thing. You fucking idiots, the difference. They outsource the jobs and blaming it on the immigrants. Bro, for initiative, hold the line with the wolf pack. Giving me a shot, I blew through him like I'm a fullback. Riding from inside the center, where your soul at. Can't distract flies, cause homie be full of bullcrap. ACAB, yeah, I'm bending the law. Yeah, the system is broke. If you need this and ours, need divine intervention. Need it fixed by the gods. Hold up, I'ma need to catch my breath. Pause. Wait, hold up, pause, no debate, no applause. Tired of the wait, man, we need a revolution, but you came to debate. We be down for the cause. I be laid on a sauce, keep us down, fuck the cause. Fuck up, round, get a public execution. Better wise up, hold up, fuck it, pause.